What is up? My name's Jaden Pope. I'm based out of Nashville. This is episode 6 of my podcast, PPYO, where I bring in artists each week to share their stories and put you guys on some good music. Today's guest is Carter Rubin. Such an awesome time with this kid, getting to know him. We actually go into a little bit of what it was like for him to be on The Voice, and what it was like to be part of such a big commercialized music competition. Today's prosperous Pope quote is, there is some luck involved when it comes to being successful, and if you want to get lucky, you're gonna have to show up. I also want to let you guys know that the next 2 episodes will unfortunately be delayed just because I am home for break and there aren't any artists out here in the middle of Pennsylvania. Thank you guys so much for following along. I will be seeing you guys in 2 weeks with the next podcast, but I'll be putting out some different content on YouTube and stuff for you guys to watch. Hope you all enjoy this episode with Carter Rubin. Peace. All right, we're good, dude.
Let's go.
How was your Thanksgiving, dude?
So good.
Yeah.
So good.
Probably gonna turn
I was supposed to go to New York, but then I ended up staying here because I'll be going to New York for Christmas.
You're from New York?
Yeah.
Okay.
Long Island. So like an hour and a half east of the city.
Isn't that where the Impractical Jokers are? Do you know them?
Yeah. Everyone. So many people have asked me about the Impractical Jokers, and I'm not too familiar.
Yeah.
I've seen like clips though, and they're hilarious.
Bro,
So.
I love them, dude. I've been watching them on repeat. I just watched Joe Gatto with Theo Vaughn. That was the funniest podcast I've ever watched, dude.
Bro, I wish I knew those. I wish I knew what you were talking about.
Yeah, I'll show you after, bro. It's actually
Yeah.
But yeah, you grew up in New York. What was that like growing up on Long Island?
I loved it. I mean,
Yeah.
I appreciate it more now. I feel like when I was living there, I took it a little bit for granted just because, like, I feel like you could say the same for, like, wherever you grow up.
Of course.
But, like, visiting home now, because I do visit a lot, I come back and, like, the streets and just, like, the restaurants and, like, everything.
Yeah.
And, like, I'm by the water, so I come back and, like, feel, like, really, like, at home.
Yeah, dude.
But then if I'm there too long, I'm reminded why I came here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm definitely happy to be here. But I very happy I grew up where I did. It wasn't like the city environment. It was very much like a suburb.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you like that?
Yeah.
Did you grow up liking the city? Did you go up did you go to Times Square and stuff like that?
We didn't go very heavily. Mm-hmm. We weren't like a super city loving family.
Yeah.
But we definitely had our times where we would go there.
Yeah.
If it was to see like a Broadway show, or to just kind of explore. Like, I did an audition. I auditioned for America's Got Talent when I was like 12 in the city.
How was that?
Amazing. I didn't get in.
Okay. Wow. I know you were on The Voice, bro. I know you're on The Voice, bro. You already know we're gonna be talking about that. But yeah, dude.
I won't go there yet.
I like New York a lot.
Yeah, me too.
Just because it's like nostalgic for me. Just because every year me and my family would go for Christmas, like during Christmas time, which is like the best time to go.
Yeah.
Other than that, dude, when we like, I think I went during like a hot summer one time, and I was like, I just can't do it because I like the city. But like when it gets too like overstimulating, I'm like, I don't know.
That's me. That's why I like love the city here, like the downtown strip, because it's not too crazy. It's not too big. I mean, and like I know all the spots, so like I know where like I can let loose and have fun. I feel like the city I never mastered. Like I don't know the streets. I don't know anything. Like I'm not like an expert by any means. So I go and I'm just kind of like I'm very much a tourist when I go. Yeah. So.
Yeah, dude, I feel bad for my dad because he has to navigate the subway systems every time. I'm like, oh my god! But I think he got it down. He got it down to like a science, dude.
Fire. Yeah, my dad used to go into the city for work every day at one point. Yeah. It was like an hour and a half drive, like every morning, and then back every day.
Ooh, what did he do?
Wild. He's like in private equity sales.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Dude. That's sick. I know some friends who want to go into that, so I'm gonna talk to you about that afterwards.
Yeah, I know. He's a hardworking motherfucker.
Yeah.
Can we say that?
Yeah, bro. Dude,
okay.
I'm not here to like filter anyone.
All right.
I had some guy with like cuss like a sailor, and I was like, I'm not gonna like.
I'm not
stop
a
you.
yeah, no.
I won't stop you.
Okay.
That's who you are, whatever.
Okay, I'll give myself maybe one more.
Yeah. So where did you find like? Did you just grow up doing music then, or what was that?
Yeah. According to
Yeah.
my family, it was kind of ever since I could talk, I was also singing around the house. My grandpa was in a band called Jay and the Americans. He toured. He did guitar and like backup vocals, but he's a singer at heart. Okay. And so that's definitely where I got it from, I think. Mm-hmm. And we always sing together now, and I literally grew up where like he was getting me like the gigs at his friends' restaurants, and we were like duetting to like oldie songs. Yeah. And we still do it now. It's like we have this really special bond, and I think he's very happy to see it kind of coming full circle, because like he loved his career so much, and I think to see it like kind of like happening over again with me, I think it's like a really special moment for us that we share.
Is this on your grandfather on your dad's side, your mom's side?
My mom's side.
Your mom's side?
Yeah, my mom's dad.
God. Dude, that's so awesome. So when did he start like doing the whole music thing? Like
basically he was like 4 years old singing in kind of like bars for like tip money, and like he's just been doing it like ever since. Been in like he had his own band. He like he was in Jay and the Americans. Yeah. He was just doing it all. I don't know. Wow. I couldn't tell you the half of it, but like
what genre is he? Is it like rock or
like kind of like old classic rock.
Yeah.
But yeah, he could, if he was here, he could tell you all the stories.
Does he play instruments too, you said?
Yeah, guitar.
Yeah. Dude, I bet he rips.
He does rip. He does rip. I'm not a guitar player by any means, but like watching him, I'm like, okay, I'm picking up a lot. Yeah. But so I'll be going home for Christmas, and then we'll definitely be singing together a ton.
Yeah. So you were gigging young then, like going to different bars that your grandfather put you in, you said, or different restaurants?
Yeah, well, he did like that when he was like way younger. Yeah. When I think the first time I sang like live, it was like the national anthem. I think I was like 7. Yeah. And it was Long Beach, not in California, on Long Island. It was just opening back up after Hurricane Sandy had like completely destroyed it. Yeah. So it was at like the grand reopening, and he was playing, and he was like, "Yo," and there was this guy who was supposed to do it, and then he had to back out for some reason. And he was just asked me, and I was like, "All right, sure." And so that was my first time doing that, and then since then, there's like this theater called the Patchogue Theater that like he's friends with this guy who has this band who always plays there. Yep. And so like I'd open up for them like every year. So it was little things like that, and then just kind of
kicked off from there.
All blossomed.
Dude, it's all about that network, man. Your grandfather's got it.
I've so much of it seriously is like I have him to thank for. Yeah. Also, I realized before I was holding the mic like this, which I was like, that's totally wrong.
So I want to get like the arms that hold it up, because it's like it's like more convenient, and like you can like talk. And I'm hoping to have like a table.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this is kind of chill.
Yeah, this is cool, but like I was watching, because I like the style. Like I like taking people out to coffee and then like having conversation with that and having that table there. Yeah, yeah. So I was thinking, I was like, maybe I can get these arms just to hold it for.
Just to have.
Yeah. So you can talk with your hands, because I know like.
Honestly, if you had that, I'd still probably just take it and just
I mean, it
lounge.
Does something to do with your hands, which I do.
True. Because I'm like, I never know what to do. So.
Yeah. Dude, have you seen any like crazy people in New York? I feel like you get the best personalities.
Oh yeah. Let me tell you, coming here has been such a culture shock, because everyone is so much nicer. Oh yeah. Like, I mean, you have like the classic city stereotype, like, hey, I'm walking, but like, it's just kind of, I don't know. There's more patience. Like, me and my family are out in Mount Juliet right now, and we were moving in, and then we get a knock on our door, and it's our next door neighbor with a plate of hot cookies.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't happen in New York.
Yeah.
Like we're like, are you trying to poison us? Like, what's happening? What's happening
What do
right
you
now?
want out of this?
What, like, you're just being nice.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, no, you won't find that in New York.
Okay.
But just, yeah, I don't know. Just kind of the vibe here. It's so chill. It's so homey.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Do you have any specific spots that you like to go to in Nashville that are like?
Specific spots. There's a coffee place called Ugly Mugs.
Ooh.
In East Nashville.
Okay.
That's one of my go-tos.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm like meeting with my manager, or, like taking a coffee with a friend, like that's a place I
You'll
like
suggest
going
that.
to.
Ugly Mugs, you said?
Ugly Mugs, yeah.
How far is that from
East.
Belmont?
I don't know because I never went straight there from Belmont, like from Belmont to there, or vice versa.
Yeah.
Like I was always from Mount Juliet, which is Mount Juliet, I'd say, is like 30 to 40 minutes from like everything, depending if it's like east or west.
Oh, no,
or,
yeah, dude, I feel bad for you for having
Yeah.
to try that far.
I don't mind it. I don't
Yeah.
mind it, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm excited to not have to do that, but at
Yeah.
the same time, it's not like the worst thing.
Are you gonna move like closer to the city? Is that your plan?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
for sure.
Is that next year or is it
Yeah.
just kind of whenever
Spring, summer.
with Jack and?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's sweet.
They know.
don't-
Yeah,
they
you
don't
could
know
tell.
yet, though.
They don't know. No, it's a secret.
Yeah.
Jack and Dylan and
Oh my
Graham
gosh.
and Paxton or whoever it is.
Yeah, bro, that's sick. How's touring been? You said you were just on a tour. Or something?
Oh yeah, it was so much fun.
Okay.
Bro.
Give me the deets.
Yeah. So John Harvey,
Mm-hmm.
what a guy.
Is he pop or is he?
He's like punk rock.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah. No, he's incredible.
Yeah.
So the story was I released an EP this year, and then I did a show for it at the end. You ever
Mhm.
been there?
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Just because like last semester we just go to these random
Mm-hmm.
little spots I would never know the name of. My
Mhm.
friends were just like, I was
It's
there
like
10.
it's like a dirty dive bar, but
Okay,
it's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
Yeah. So I played a show there.
Mm-hmm.
And John Harvey was my MD.
Which is
So musical director. He helped helped me put together the set list.
yeah.
Helped like the transitions, like made like musical suggestions because at that point it was me, Dylan, and Alex.
Yeah.
And John is just such a talented instrumentalist and so like
Okay.
musically inclined. So
Yeah.
I took him up on that, which helped me so tremendously.
Yeah.
And then the day after the show, my family was in town, because they all flew from New York to see the show,
Bro,
which
that's
it was awesome. And my manager called me and she was like, "Hey, just like be on the lookout for a call from John."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Okay."
Mhm.
And then I was like, "Is this relating to the tour?" And like I was hoping for like maybe he'll just ask me to like open for like the Nashville one. I don't know,
Yeah.
because it was Boston, Brooklyn, Louisville, and Nashville.
Okay.
So I, then I had gone to New York for a while in July just to like unwind and just see a bunch of family and everything
Yeah.
after the show.
Mhm.
And then I was like at a friend's house and I got a call from John,
Yeah, dude.
and I was like, "Excuse me, guys," and like I locked myself
I
in
gotta
the
say
in the
this.
bathroom
Yeah.
because I was like, I need to focus.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
he
yeah.
called me, and I think he was like in Florida or some shit.
Yeah.
And he was he called you. He was like, "Yo, like, how you been, bro?" And I'm like, "I'm good, bro. What's up?" Like trying to like be so nonchalant.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he was like, "I have a question." He was like, "What are you doing in September?"
Yeah.
And I was like, again, trying to be nonchalant. I was like, I mean, I have to check my schedule.
Yeah,
I
dude.
think I'm pretty free though.
Yeah. Trying to seem busy.
Yeah, trying to seem like I have something
I
going.
have other options.
Like I didn't already clear my entire month in case you were gonna ask me.
Yeah,
And he was like, "Bro, you want to like come on tour with me?" And I was like, freaking out.
Yeah,
It was,
dude.
And no, so it was the best time ever.
Yeah.
So fun, staying at Red Roof Inn, staying at families' houses, like
Yeah.
on the way.
You're just kind of living like a hobo.
Yeah.
And, it just
And I
doing
loved
what
it.
you
And I
love.
loved it.
Yeah.
I think it being 4 cities was a great way for me to do my first tour.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I was done, and I was like, I want to do more. I could
That's
do like
good,
20
though.
more cities, and like I was very cautious about not like, overusing my voice because I needed to have it for the next show and for the next show, and I think I did a really good job. I drank so much tea, which I hate tea.
Oh, really?
Oh, I hate it. I hate it. But I would suck it down.
Yeah.
Because you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah. I knew this guy. He was in a rock band, and he would scream, like, so his voice was all over.
I don't know how people do that, bro.
I don't know, but no, he did it. What he did was he brought this like bowl of honey with like the stick with like the little ball on the end of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he would bring that on stage, and in between he would just eat the honey and then scream again. And I was like,
that's valid.
It looks so sick, first of all. But
that's valid.
That can't be good for your voice.
That's valid.
Can't be good for your voice.
No, honey, actually, they recommend it for like singers, and like before I got used to like the tea, because the tea is called like throat coat, which is like specifically for singers.
Okay, cool.
I would just take like hot water and honey, which is also disgusting.
Yeah.
And then I have like a vocal steamer that I brought.
Dang, bro, you're all set.
Yeah. No, I because
I've never treated my vocal cords that
because
nice.
after my EP show, bro, I had like overused my voice on like literally the first song. I was like, "What's up, Nashville?" And by the time like the set was over, I was like dead, and I was like, this can't happen. So I have to change something. I have to figure out like what did I just do wrong. So I was very cautious about it.
Yeah,
especially
a lot
on
of
the
it
tour.
too is like singing from like your diaphragm. You know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about? I've heard that a lot from like vocal coaches.
My vocal coach taught me that a lot.
Does she does she give you a lot of crap for that?
Yeah. No, well, she's so nice. Her name's Treylani.
Yeah.
And I met her at The Voice and then stuck with her after. No, she's been super, super helpful with like tips, and just like she's like one of like the top like in the country. So
what's the like biggest tip, like the coolest tip that she's given you?
Very well, like we work a lot on like my chest mix voice, because once you get up there and you're trying to like belt it, but it's not really a belt, you're kind of cheating.
Yeah.
Like sing into the mask. It's kind of weird, but like if it's too throaty, you could strain.
Yeah.
But if it's more like you have to it's kind of like all in your mind, bro. You have to kind of like envision it like out, like up and like out here.
Okay.
So it's like you kind of feel it in your cheeks. It's not like
it's a mix between like your chest voice
and your head voice.
Mm-hmm. Ah, okay.
It's wild. I probably didn't explain that as well as
dude. Well, yeah, because it's like very what do you call that? Like abstract when you think about it. Like it's like you can imagine where you're singing it in your body. Yeah. Like you can imagine it by your toes, bro. Like, and you feel it there, dude.
Yeah, for sure. It's such a weird muscle that you have to like train like you're an athlete. Yeah. I was never a sports guy. This was the only muscle I was working on.
I worked with
all these years.
My dad's friend is a speech pathologist, and he has to do that stuff all the time. But he said like it's very like it is like a mental thing. Yeah. Like where you see that voice in your head. Yeah. Which is really sick. Where did you said you found her on The Voice? Is she in Nashville, or do you do
she's LA based, so we do all our lessons over like Zoom or like FaceTime. But she's Adam Levine's vocal coach.
No way.
Yeah, she
what?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Didn't he judge The Voice?
Yes.
Okay.
So she tours a lot with Maroon 5. Yeah. So she's busy. She's busy all the time. She tours with Maroon 5, and then she does The Voice, because you have like the celebrity coaches on The Voice, but then a lot of the time you're working with her. She specializes in actual vocal coaching, and so every round and you work with her and you train, and they have other vocal coaches there too, but she's the main. Oh, cool. And she was the one I always worked with. Yeah. So it was really cool.
Dude, that's so sick. Okay, so now we're on The Voice.
Yeah.
How did you like audition? Because I've heard that's like a strenuous process.
Yeah, it was wild. Yeah. So my mom submitted a video. I didn't know this. My mom submits a video, like, and I had gotten and then saw an email, and it was like, you are being called to a private audition in Boston. This is when they were still doing a lot of in person, because this was right before COVID happened.
Okay.
So I thought it was a scam.
Yeah.
So I was like, Mom, this is a scam, right? And she was like, listen. And she sat me down, and I was like, I mean, she knew I wouldn't be mad or anything, because like I had been talking about auditioning for The Voice for the longest time.
Yeah.
And I was 14 at the time.
Okay.
So then we're in Boston, and it's like this private audition they pulled me in, and I did like 4 songs prepared. I think I did 3. They were just getting like a feel for me, and then I did like this like mock interview thing.
Okay.
And then I'd basically gotten as far as I could for that day.
Okay.
And then COVID happened.
Yeah.
They had all my information, so if there was anything, they were going to reach out. And then they reached out, and they were like, we're flying you out in July. And yeah, it was crazy.
That's so crazy. How many people were in the auditions? Like, was there a ton of competition?
Yeah. Okay. Oh, bro, totally. Well, once I was in LA, because I think they had flown a total of like 100-something people out, and only a few auditioned, because they make cuts in like the month that you're there, like preparing for it. And then sometimes you don't even, like, you fly out and you don't even get to audition because the teams fill up. Because my season, I think it was 10 people per team.
Oh yeah, how does The Voice work again? Like, I know, because I watched American Idol a lot. And I know
so The Voice, you're on the stage, and then you're singing.
Yep.
And then there's 4 coaches, and their backs are turned to you, and if they like your voice, they hit their button, and then they turn around, which is terrifying.
Yeah, dude.
And I was talking with my mom about it the other day. If I had done it now, I'd be going by myself. But I had her there because I was a minor.
Yeah.
But if like 18 and up, you're there. They fly only you out.
Yeah.
But then the minors had their parents, so I was very lucky, because it was also like when we first got there, since it was all during COVID, we had to quarantine in our rooms for like 5 days.
Bro.
We couldn't leave, and then once we could, they tested us every other day.
Yeah.
And then there was one point where I thought I wasn't going to audition because my mom got a false positive COVID test. And I was supposed to audition the first day, and because the auditions happen over a span of multiple days, they wear the same clothes to make it look like it all happened in one day, which it didn't. But so we were quarantined in our room for a bit, and I was like, wow, I just like I went here for nothing. And then the teams were almost full, and then they somehow like cleared it and through LA County, and like it was a false positive, and then they're like, can you be ready in like 15 minutes? And I was like, okay, word. And so then they rushed me there, and then I auditioned, and then somehow got it. So.
Oh my gosh, that sounds like was it cutthroat? Did it feel like, or no? Did it feel accommodating when they brought you out?
Yeah, they were super accommodating.
Yeah, that's awesome.
The people, like the other contestants, at some points were a little cutthroat, but not everybody.
Yeah,
not everybody. But it was crazy.
Were you did they like put you on live TV? They did. Okay.
Yeah, it was. So the first like few rounds, like the blind audition and then the battle and the knockout, it's pre-filmed.
Yeah. So
like none of that's live, and then everything after that for me was all like actually live. Okay. And people were like voting, and that's. And then it's all terrifying.
Who picked you?
So John Legend turned around.
No way.
And then Gwen Stefani turned around, and then I picked Gwen. So how it works is they turn around, and if it's one person that turns around, you're automatically on that person's team. But if it's more than one, or if it's like all 4, you choose.
Okay, so why did you choose Gwen over?
I was watching the show in the past, and I saw how Gwen like really loved younger kids.
Yeah.
and I was also just a fan of her music. Yeah. I was a fan of John Legend's music too. Yeah. It wasn't easy, but I just figured I feel like we're gonna be a good fit. Yeah. And she stuck by me. Luckily. Yeah.
Dude, was she a good person? Was she nice?
So good.
Dude.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We're still in touch
So
now. I mean,
really?
yeah, she still checks in.
Oh, man.
You know, she like was reposting my music that I was releasing. It was super cool.
Yeah.
And you know, we'll DM every once in a while. Yeah, she's the best.
So is she still a judge on The Voice? Or
She's like on and off. She
Okay.
comes on like some seasons, and then other seasons she's not there.
How long were you on The Voice?
I was.
How long is one season?
So, you mean like how it was aired, or like how like film?
So like like from the point you got to LA, like start to end, like how long were you there?
So got there like July,
Mhm.
and then usually after the auditions they send you home, and then if you made it they bring you back.
Oh.
But they didn't do that with us because of COVID, just to
Oh,
like to simplify everything.
Yeah.
So we were there for like 3.5 months. So we were there from July to like the end of September.
And did you
Bro,
know you're gonna be there for
crazy.
that long?
No.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh my
we
God.
packed like, and we had like access to like laundry and everything, but
Yeah.
like we packed like we knew, like we didn't know how long we were gonna be
Jeez.
there. So yeah, we were there I think much longer than we ever had anticipated, because
Yeah.
also I didn't know when I'd be cut or be eliminated from one of the rounds.
Yeah.
So then after the knockouts we were home for a little while. Then I went back November
Okay.
and was there till like December.
Jeez. dude.
Yeah. So it was, I've spent so much of my life in Burbank.
Yeah. Did that confirm, like, after The Voice, you were like, all right, this is what I want to do with the rest of my life?
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
I already knew
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
I think I was so oblivious during The Voice. Like
Yeah.
I know so much more who I am as like an artist and as a person now. And like,
Mhm.
you know, I wasn't writing like I am now.
Okay.
And I didn't realize like how important that was.
Yeah.
Like to be a songwriter as well,
Mm-hmm.
and like how to like capture, you know, industry attention.
Yeah.
And all that. And I was just like I was 14 when I first went, and then I was 15 by the time it was over. Like I was just like a kid
Yeah.
playing the game, you know.
Yeah.
It was
That's
wild.
crazy. When did you start writing?
I mean, kind of like I wrote like my first like real song when I was 12, and then but I wasn't like really doing it consistently.
Mhm.
When I really started to consistently write, I think I was like 15, but like later 15, like almost like 16.
Yeah. It's so crazy to hear that story, because you have to be so like vulnerable
Mhm.
at 14, 15, which is crazy to think about. Like, I feel like I never would have
Mhm.
done it. Like, I fought my mom on going on stage, bro. I was like, no way.
Do you sing?
Yeah, I sing a little
Nice,
bit.
nice.
Yeah, I did the whole like thing about being an artist, whatever, but never like really. It was never like. You can tell when someone's like super passionate about it, because
Mhm.
they'll do everything they can
Yeah.
to improve every single day, and that's kind of not where I was going, which is okay, and
Mhm.
I've accepted that, and like I know kind of go down a different path, and maybe
Mhm.
artist management, but yeah, the journey of like
Yeah.
figuring out what I want to do was pretty
Mhm.
fun, and like is definitely revealing of who I was as a person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's also never too late, you know?
Yeah.
To have a change of heart, or to want to go down a path.
Yeah.
Like I always feel like people I talk to about it, they're like, oh, like I had to start earlier. I'm
Yeah.
like, there's no like right timeline.
Yeah.
Just do what makes you happy, you
Yeah.
know, and
Yeah.
do it on your own time.
Yeah, it's kind of like, Gary Vee.
Yes.
Yeah, bro. He's always.
Bro, me and my dad watch him.
Do you really?
Yeah,
he's
I love
good.
that guy.
Yeah, he's always like, he's like what, like 50 or something. So he's up
The
there.
way
dude.
he talks is
Yeah.
just, I love it. It's so fun.
He's like, I'm still young. I'm still pursuing my dreams, bro. He's gonna be saying the same thing at
He's the
40
best.
or at like 70 years old. Yeah, he's so encouraging. But it's so sad to see people like give up on it. That's also
Mhm.
partly why I'm doing this podcast too. So like
Hell yeah.
to give people like a platform to kind of share themselves,
Mhm.
because like I've had all ages so far on here, like
That's awesome.
young and like 30s,
Yeah.
doing what they want to do, still loving it, and even if they're not where they want to be,
Mhm.
like they're still going at it 100%, which is so awesome to see. And you get to
And
talk to
then
you
one
guys.
day get where they want to be.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. So the songwriting, what was the first song that was like you produced and then like you really fell in love with it?
Mm-hmm. Well, so off of The Voice, I had like a 1 year, 1 song contract with Republic.
Which, cool.
I'm, independent now, but at the time that was what I got out of it.
Yeah.
So I had been in like my first like few studio sessions, in like, I think it was in Westchester.
Okay.
I was confused. I can. You see how well I know New York?
I'm pretty usually like if someone asks me like where I'm from, be like, oh, you know that one restaurant?
Yeah,
dude. I'm never like
bro.
I-85 or anything like that.
No,
like
I
exit
can't.
30.
I'm not good with that.
Yeah.
But anyway, somewhere like upstate,
Mm-hmm.
I was doing a few studio sessions, and we were working on this song called Horoscope. And all the songs that I've released, I write or co-write.
Yeah.
That one was definitely way like co-written.
Mm-hmm.
But and I was so young,
Yeah.
so I was still like learning the ropes for sure.
Who's that co-written with?
It was.
You don't. It's okay if you don't know.
No. Wait, we gotta give him credit. Hold up.
Was it an older guy or?
So Shep Goodman produced it.
Okay.
And then Aaron Aceta also produced it.
Okay. And then like, did they bring? So you said this was with Republic.
This
right?
was Republic.
So
Yeah.
did they bring on a songwriter to help you out? Is that what they were doing?
Yeah. So they were putting me with producers and songwriters. So
Yeah.
I wrote it with Shep Goodman, Aaron Aceta, Jackson Hoffman, Ryder Stewart, and Julia Pernicone.
Okay. A lot of people in this song.
So it was it was a big room.
What lyric were you like? This is my lyric. Do you know? Do you remember?
It was I think it was again like I can't tell you for sure.
Yeah.
But I think it was like Guess the Stars Don't Know Us Much at All.
Dang,
I was so young, and you can like if you listen to that song, you know that I just sounded so young.
Yeah. But you're in the room with these how old were they? Like
20s, 30s.
Dude, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And you probably grew so much from it.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
You just dropped the bar on them. They didn't even see that coming.
Yeah. So that was, they were dropping most of the bars.
Yeah, whatever.
I don't even know if that one was mine. I contributed something. Yeah. I don't exactly remember what. But no, it was really cool. And then after that was when I went in. Me and Republic, we went our separate ways, and then I was indie. Still am indie right now.
Yeah.
Hopefully not for long.
Yeah.
I mean, no, being indie's cool.
Yeah.
But I started flying to Nashville for sessions, and that was like, okay, wow.
Yeah.
I think that was when me and like my family too really fell in love. It was like I only had come here for my first time like 2.5 years ago.
Yeah.
For the purpose of writing and getting in rooms with people, and I was like, wow, this is exactly where I need to be.
Yeah. So
and then from there.
Yeah, dude, it's a beautiful city. I mean, and the people, like you said, are so nice. And like you hear all the time, like, oh, the music industry is like, there's some sucky people out there, and then
there definitely are, but there definitely aren't.
Yeah, and I feel like people down the line, people have heard that saying and then try to like be kind because they know there are people like that.
I think,
and in Nashville, you get that Southern hospitality. So
I think just in general, it's that mutual understanding of like we all have a lot in common actually. Yeah. And we all just kind of want to make it and just kind of do what we like. Yeah. And if we get paid, awesome. But if we don't get paid, we're doing what we love. Yeah. So it's just such a homey vibe, especially like in the sessions.
Who's been some of your favorite people to work with in Nashville?
Oh man, Taylor Dubray. I did my whole first EP with him. He's like Doobie Tuesday. That's his artist project. Okay. He's dope. I've worked with Cam Becker, Spencer Jordan, Parker Matthews, Dan Swank, Sam Varga, Jason Lecrecchio. Yeah. I mean, just to name a few. Anna Klein, but there's so much. Caroline Romano. There's so much more. The people I've worked with, because I was doing, when I didn't know a lot of people yet, I was kind of doing like the whole speed dating thing, and like I still go in new rooms. I love writing with new people. I love meeting people, but I love having these rooms that I know I can go back to, and I know we really make good shit together.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been really cool having kind of like finding my circle and seeing that they've like accepted me into it, because I still feel a lot of the time kind of like the newbie.
Because that's what you want as an artist. You want to be like, when you get here, you want to like break in, and like you want to be in that circle or whatever. I don't know. It's like, it feels like you're trying to break into a clique, and then once you get in, you're like, oh, this is it.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't even know that I was doing it like as I was doing it. I was just like going into the rooms like, hi, I'm Carter, and then they're like, oh, you're kind of like let's write again, and then again and again. I was like, damn, okay. No, but it's been just like the best time ever getting to know these people who have all done things that like I want to do. It's just cool to like be in the rooms and learn from them, and I feel like I've come a long way with writing, and like, you know, I can't produce, but I want to learn, but I have been getting good at being able to say like, okay, like I love that, I'm not huge on this, what if we changed it with this, like just to kind of all keep it consistent sonically, and like just keep it all cohesive.
Like singer-songwriter,
pop singer-songwriter. I think that's what you said. I just switched it. You're right.
No, it's actually
no.
That's good.
No, other way around.
Getting to know like your own music and what you want to hear, I feel like is such a skill, because like I feel like especially when you're in a room with other people, they can just throw things in there, and they have to be so decisive on like, I want this or I don't want this. And I remember when I went into like to a producer, it was like so difficult to be like, I want this, because you don't want to feel bad like for like telling people that.
No.
And you don't want to be like, I don't know.
But it's also like, it's your art, man. So like, you know, it's like your diary entry, and like how can someone else tell you that your diary entry is wrong? You know? I think it was Rick Rubin who said that.
Okay.
I was in like some interview.
That's
but it really kind of changed my perspective on things.
Yeah.
So when I go in, like, always be open to other people's ideas, but also if you have a vision and you know so specifically what that is and you want to stay in that lane, then just be vocal about it, and you know. No one can tell you it's wrong.
What's in the works right now? What are you working on right now, man? Come on, give us a taste.
I got like my favorite music I've ever worked on. Right, that I'm, you know, doing right now. Got a lot in the files. I'm releasing, starting up January. 2025 is just gonna be like I feel like the songs on my EP, they're all very like reflective and very like looking back on like my senior year of high school, like but then I feel like the stuff I'm writing now is more kind of present day, what's happening now. And it's a little more, you know, extroverted. I mean, some of it is definitely still very introspective, but I'm very excited to just kind of like show that next chapter, show the growth lyrically, and you know, sonically. So just been writing a ton, and you know, getting it ready to be out in the world.
Yes, sir, dude. That's the best. Did you decide a song you're gonna play for us?
Yes, sir.
What song
I
is
did.
that?
It's a song I wrote 2 years ago in my bedroom called "Falling Too Hard."
Okay.
Yeah, it's on my EP. It's about unrequited love, which I know so much about. There's a joke that I always at my shows. I'm like, hi, I'm Carter Rubin, and I write songs about girls I don't date.
Dude, that's so good, bro.
You know, it's an interesting. It's weird in there, man.
Yeah. Wait, how old are you again?
19.
19. Okay, we're the same age. Okay, you wrote this 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Okay, bro.
So, yeah.
Sweet.
Senior year of high school can mess you up.
Yes, sir, bro. All right, Carter. Thank you, bro. This has been awesome.
Thank you for having me, bro.
Let's do it.
I've tried to find the future in your eyes so many times, but I've never been close enough to see. If loving you's alive, then why's it feel so goddamn right? Until I remember it's just a fantasy. And every time you call me a friend, it reminds me of nothing more. I'm no stranger to unhappy endings, and it feels like we've been here before. Now I've been losing perspective ever since I lost you. I haven't been thinking like I oughta. Impossible when you're missing half of your heart. Been chasing your shadow, I don't know where to find it. Love sucks when the love's unrequited. I don't want to admit it, but we're a million worlds apart. Guess it's my fault for falling too high. It's funny how you don't give what we got a second thought, when I've been dreaming of you my whole life. It's funny how you don't know what you got till it's dead and gone. Guess I held on to things I never really mind. And every time you call me a friend, it reminds me of nothing more. I'm no stranger to unhappy endings, and it feels like we've been here before. Now I've been losing perspective ever since I lost you. I haven't been thinking like I oughta. Impossible when you're missing half of your heart. Been chasing your shadow, don't know where to find it. Love sucks when the love's unrequited. I don't want to admit it, but we're a million worlds apart. Guess it's my fault for falling, 'cause I tried to recognize the guy in the mirror hanging on by a thread. But this love I made up, made a love dumb dreamer who's fucked in the head. And I don't even blame you, I don't have it in my heart to hate you, or to say that I'm lucky anyway I can get you. But sometimes I wish I never met you. I know you only call me a friend, but I wish I was so much more. I'm no stranger to unhappy endings, and we both know we've been here before.